Good evening. My name is Lewis Wilson. I am a Trenton Junior College class of 1986. And I want to say from the middle of my heart, a very humble thank you to everyone involved with this process that has brought me to this moment in my life, from the Board of Trustees to the president of the college, athletic director, to all the way to Coach Jeremy Esri and the Pirate men's basketball team. Thank you very, very much. This is the greatest honor of my life, particularly in athletics, to have this induction into the North Central Missouri College Athletic Hall of Fame. I am a graduate of Trenton Junior College and holding on to that proudly and dearly. Pirates all, regardless of the name that you call us. I talked to my son, Jaquez, a few days ago to let him know that his father had been inducted into somebody's Athletic Hall of Fame, and I fully expected him to be very excited for me. Jaquez is the son not only of myself, but also of Tony Arrington, who, in my opinion, is the greatest women's basketball player in the history of Trenton Junior College. And my son had a forlorn look on his face, and he said, "You're going into the Hall of Fame?" And I said, "Yep, your pops is going in the Hall of Fame." And he says, "You sure it's not my mother that's going in the Hall of Fame?" I said, "No, your pops is going in." He said, "Well, congratulations, but you make sure to let those people know that I'm happy for this parent, but that they have another parent coming." And so I told him I would definitely deliver that message. In the fall of 1984, Dale Kimberling, the men's basketball coach at Trenton Junior College, talked to me on the phone. Playing on his team at that time was Anthony Harrington and Maurice McLean. They were two high school teammates of mine at East Anchorage High School, and they were playing for him, had played the previous year for him at Trenton Junior College while I was in Yuba College in California. And let's just say that didn't work out as well as this did. But Coach Kimberling called me on the phone because I was recommended by those two former teammates. And he asked me if I wanted to play for Trenton Junior College. And it was pretty much, that was the whole recruiting spiel. And if any of you remember Dale Kimberling, he wasn't a man to waste words. And I told Coach Kimberling that I would love to come play at Trenton Junior College. And he told me where to be, where my ticket was going to be, how to fly from Anchorage into Kansas City, and that he'd be there to pick me up. And he was there. He picked me up, and that was the longest drive I've ever been on in my life. I was in a pickup truck with a basketball coach who was wearing a 10-gallon cowboy hat, and he was spitting into a cup from his chew in his mouth, and he said probably 3 words, and we listened to a lot of country music. We stopped at a Shoney's restaurant. He might have said 4 words to me at that time that I could not understand through his very, very deep, thick drawl. I thought it was a Southern drawl, came to learn that it was a Missouri drawl. And then the rest is history. He took me to Trenton Junior College, where there were no players at that time because it was August before school, but he showed up at the house that he left me at for a couple of days by myself, and he said, "Lou, I'm headed to Chicago to get me some basketball players, and I'll be back in a couple of days." And he showed up with my brothers. He showed up with Geno Morgan and Frank Hampton, and they joined, there were 7 other players from Chicago, and they joined myself and Anthony Harrington and Maurice McLean and David Richmond and several guys that I played with, and Scott Woods and Thomas Trice, and just a group of great people that I got to spend that year at Trenton Junior College with. And we went through a lot of tough times in the town, getting acclimated from outside of that environment. But we built a brotherhood, and it was deepened by our, at the time, what we thought was a disdain for the coach because he was so tough on us. But we come to learn that the toughness that he exhibited toward us was his passion for our greatness. We went to school there at Trenton Junior College and learned from some of the best professors in the world. My favorite teacher of all time, Vicki Wheeler, my English teacher, Mr. Dalrymple, who I believe is still there at the college, phenomenal mad scientist that he was, Mrs. Peace, great professors, great people who took care of us. We went to the diner, Art's Diner up the road, and ate food every day. And there were tough times for sure, but we learned and we learned together and we had a great time. And in the midst of that, we also played really good basketball at Trenton Junior College in the mid 80s. And some modern players might not recognize the basketball since they now shoot from the bleachers. We were running what is called the flex offense, and Coach Kimberly made us pass the ball until we got layups, or you would definitely hear from him. But we learned how to defend. We learned how to play good, sound, fundamental basketball. We won 20 games, I believe, both seasons. You know, when you get older, they always say that you always embellish your record. So we won 20 games for sure. Both years, we played against some of the best competition in the country. NBA player Mitch Richmond, who is a Hall of Fame NBA basketball player, played up the road from Moberly, the Greyhounds of Moberly College. We played against State Fair and those guys, and against Penn Valley and their legendary coach. But we had a great time for 2 years. And even though there were times that were tough, being away from home, being away from our families, we built a brotherhood with our team. We built a brother sisterhood with the women's basketball team and those players, Jonna Asher, Pam Swafford and the like, Petty Weingart, all of those, Jody Ronkles, those young ladies. And we played at the local high school, and we had a great time doing it. And they were two of the best years of my life. And though they were difficult, as I've said, they were the years that have informed me the most and helped me to be the man that I am. I walk on the shoulders of Trenton Junior College and those people that helped us. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for recognizing not only me, but our band of brothers and sisters and the players that were there when there was a one building college. I know now you guys have like 9 buildings there on campus, and would love to come back and see you guys soon. But it was a one building college, and I was blessed my sophomore year to be the Student Senate president, which helped me inform my leadership even today as a college basketball coach. And so again, I have so much to be thankful for. This honor is not just for me. It's for that band of brothers, those kids that Coach Kimberling went to get out of the YMCA in Chicago, for Tony Arrington and the ladies on that Lady Pirate basketball team. Thankful to my mother, Dolores Waldron, who raised 10 young kids in the streets of New York City and moved us to Anchorage, Alaska, to Chuck White, who is my mentor and my only father figure, my high school coach in Anchorage, Alaska, who I love with my whole heart, to Larry Holly, who recruited me to William Jewell College. He's from Jameson, Missouri, which he considered the greatest town in the world. But Coach Holly, of course, the longtime William Jewell College coach who passed away last May. To Coach White and Coach Holly, I love you guys forever. To Dale Kimberling, who unfortunately passed in April of this past year. I had an opportunity after a very tough time at Trenton with Coach Kimberling, not being able to understand him, certainly understand him a lot more in his methodology, being a college basketball coach myself. But I got to spend some time with him in Sedalia, Missouri at a State Fair men's basketball game in 2016. And I'm very glad that I did. I love you, Coach. Godspeed. And to everybody there in Trenton at North Central Missouri College, thank you. Thank you so much. This is the honor of my life. My son said you guys may have gotten it wrong, but on behalf of all of us, we believe you got it right. What Trenton taught me more than anything is that tough times don't last, but tough people do. Trenton is a tough place and of tough people who have lasted and who continue to get better and grow. And I say to you, Pirates, all day.